What is up, guys? Dashing here, and we are live for episode 155 of Shockwave. Huge edition of Shockwave, as of course we head toward validation. And we're kicking things off just like we always do, jumping straight into the action. And Amelia Jones of the Regulators, hoping to perhaps, kick things off for Regulators kind of born again after what went down last Shockwave. It's a fresh start for them with Aaron Stone back in charge. Indeed, if you missed it last Shockwave, with the help of Sophia E. Faith, Aaron Stone defeating Ahmed Jones to retake leadership of the Regulators and punch his ticket to Los Angeles to be a part of Team Shockwave at validation. But Well, I wonder what Amelia makes of her brother's actions following that matchup. Ahmed's been crashing out for a minute now, but that was crossing a line. As I want to be sympathetic, Sophia E. Faith did cost him the match by distracting him, but ending the relationship is one thing, fair enough. Pile driving Faith, your ex-girlfriend, in the middle of the ring, that is maybe a step too far. And I think Emmett's got the right idea. By all accounts, he is not here tonight. And I think that's going to be the smartest move he's made in a minute, because with the rest of the regulators, and especially Aaron Stone, in the building, competing throughout the night, they would probably look to have his head on a silver platter. And, well, things just really not going well for Faith as of late. But we're wishing her a speedy recovery. She's also not going to be here tonight, resting up after that disgusting attack. Amelia, on the other hand, going to be going one-on-one with the LGBTKO World Champion, Mirabel Duarte. A little bit of a big opportunity here for Amelia Jones. I mean, take a look at this, though. The last time we saw Amelia Jones in action, one-on-one, she defeated Danielle Davis, so let's not completely discount Jones here. And like I said, trying to start anew for the regulators. We know a little bit later on, Thea, the television champion, to be part of a trios matchup, and Aaron Stone preparing to rep Shockwave at Validation. It's unfortunate that he's on the wrong team. I'm a big Aaron Stone fan. I love the guy. You're going to have to lose. It's just the way the cookie crumbles in LA, buddy. No hard feelings, though. Hey, when I do win, when Team Octane wins, I'll be sure to draft you. Bring you back to the A show, buddy. And hey, SJ, thank you for the subs as always. Appreciate you. 90 subs, by the way. Absolute mad person. 90 all-time subs. The legend. These two kicking things off with a good old-fashioned wrestling match here, though. The referee's going to try to break them up. Will we get a cheap shot from Amelia? Maybe she picked up a trick from her brother Emmett there. Not who you want to be emulating, I feel like, but this is Duarte's second one-on-one matchup here in CMV. Made her singles debut a couple weeks ago. Great matchup against Brina Story, but did suffer the defeat. Now, last Shockwave, we did see the LGBTKO World Champion guys come down to ringside during a match between Precious Pratt and Isabella Almas, and Duarte actually helped Pratt to win that match. One of the bigger wins for Pratt in recent memory. And obviously, Precious Pratt and Amelia Jones, they patched up their relationship a few months ago. It seems like Mirabel Duarte has got her eyes on maybe becoming friendly with Precious Pratt. Gotta wonder what Amelia might think about that. This big German suplex. When I say a big night of action, my friends, no hyperbole. We've got championship gold on the line. Bacon's Turmoil. He's going to have to defend the Anarchy Championship against Diamanta, Mike Magna Maxwell, and Tobias Jones. Also, the Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line as Team Octane hopes to take a big shot at Team Shockwave and capture the gold when the Hallowed will challenge the Charm City Kings. How about our main event? Boof! As Ahmed will go one-on-one. First time of a matchup against Morgan, the team captains, heading into Validation, trying to get that momentum before we head to LA. Mirabel Duarte coming out of the corner with a gorgeous Hurricanrana. Amelia Jones, a former women's tag team champion, former contender for the Women's World Championship. That's why I say we should never count her out. As Duarte now sets up vintage right here. That standing moonsault took a little bit too long, peacocking though. I'm going to pay for it. Jones able to get out of the way. Takes the midsection. Could be a very good night for the Jones overall. Again, with Tobias being in that Gauntlet Turmoil match. And of course, we might not even end up seeing him compete. That's how Turmoil works. Depends on the order of entry. Maybe we'll powerbomb there. Only got a one count, though, as Mirabel picks herself up in the corner. Amelia is acting quite quite dirty, if I do say so. Big slap across the face, too. And now mocking Duarte, waiting for her to get to her feet. Big kicks, firmly in control right now. Well, hang on. Just as Mirabel Duarte came down the ringside during Precious Pratt's match last Shockwave, now look, Pratt is out here, and Duarte's back to her feet. No, it's not going to happen 2 episodes in a row to a member of the Jones family. Oh, my God. Amelia Jones very nearly pulling an Emmett. Did kick out of the roll-up, but will she be able to kick out of this? Devastating pile driver into the pin, kick out. But Pratt, guys, distracting her former tag team partner. I thought the relationship was okay now. Maybe not necessarily terrific, but they managed to build that bridge and get over it. Maybe Duarte has managed to get under the skin, though, of Pratt. And now Jones, who was in control, he'll sit-out powerbomb and gets thrown down onto the floor. Gonna try for that standing moonsault again, and this time, gonna nail it. Not looking good any way at all. Well, now look, Precious Pratt, close range, but keeping her distance. Referee's up to a count of, I think, 8 right now. Duarte's going to rush back into the ring. Jones right behind her, but going to get caught. This is vintage Mirabel Duarte here. But a good call with the ref. I mean, Amelia's foot was pretty blatantly on that bottom rope. Damage might be done, though, as the LGBTKO World Champion goes up to Brett's rope. And create some distance for a drop kick to the chest. Damn. They turned Amelia inside out with that one. And into the pin. Will that seal it? 1, 2. Kick out by Jones. Duarte now, hands on her hips, so you're thinking Amelia Jones, a bit of a tougher task than originally thought. Like I said, don't count her out. Enziguri to the arm, not something you see all too often. Look how fast Duarte is. Not fast enough. Big reverse CDT by Jones. Crawl into the corner is Duarte. Some boots to the side of the head. Finishing with another. Full steam ahead. Well, whatever's going on with Precious Pratt at ringside, Amelia Jones is trying to lock in, stay focused on the task at hand, and that's trying to knock off Mirabel Duarte here. Is going to look to crawl into the corner. Oh, and now Pratt, not just out here to be in the corner of Mirabel Duarte, evidently distracting Amelia Jones. Duarte has been able to recover now. Oh, not another pile driver. God. And thanks to Precious Pratt, look at this, Duarte has it won. Come on, Duarte. A third, Jesus! A third pile driver. 1, 2. What? Duarte beside herself, and understandably, Amelia Jones could have a broken freaking neck right now. Duarte's trying to kick her head off. How the hell is this chick still breathing? Sheer annuity. And a springboard leg drop. Yeah, I mean, all the damage to the head and neck. If those pile drivers didn't do it, it's going to catch up to Jones eventually. I don't know if she can make a comeback at this point, and especially now with Pratt working against her. Mirabel to the top. Amelia might have been able to kick out, but she's been completely unresponsive. And a clothesline from way up top, and Amelia, the veteran, knew where she was, escapes the outside, and she's not backing down. Credit as always. Oh, but walks right into a complete shot. And now what? Duarte with a big clothesline as Pratt continues to not only watch but get directly involved in this matchup. Is she just repaying the favor of Duarte, helping her to defeat Isabella Almas? Oh my God! A fourth pile driver! There's no way. 1, 2. Hello? Hello? Amelia Jones with the strongest neck in the game? But was that all she had left? No, another kick out. Amelia Jones' neck has got to be hanging on by a single thread at this point. I would have to imagine she has eaten 4 pile drivers at the heads of Duarte. And elbows to the midsection. She's going to be joining Sophia E. Faith in the hospital if she keeps this up. German suplex. Pulled to her feet. Duarte shows no mercy. Able to catch that kick, turns her around with a forearm smash. This would be an unbelievable comeback win. I'm going to hold my breath here. Upside down! No way. Oh, kick out by Duarte. Look at Amelia's entire back. She really is going to be looking like Sophia E. Faith by the end of this match. A drop kick to the outside. Seems like Pratt has decided to stay out of this match for the remainder of it. I don't know if it lasts very much longer, to tell you the truth. That's a testament to the toughness of the Jones family, though. It must just run in the family, man. It's something in the blood. Oh, vintage. Going for the X-Plex, but no. Mirabel knew that it was coming. Drops down behind her, takes out the back of the knee. Coming out of the corner. Duarte. Oh, Duarte. Oh, and Amelia! You can't blame her. Oh, but the ref caught her. The ref caught her going for the dirty pin. Up onto the shoulders, middle of the ring. Bow tie backbreaker. And doesn't stop there. A 5th, ladies and gentlemen. A 5th pile driver. I will eat my shorts if oh my God. Don't tell me she's going to go for a 6th. Oh, the discus clothesline. Well, there's an exclamation point for you. 1, 2, 3, and finally able to keep Amelia Jones down for the count. That was unreal. The pile driver 5 times, and then a discus clothesline. I really thought Amelia's head was going to come off there for a second. Well, the fact is, guys, Amelia, it looked like for a second she had this match won until Precious Pride came down to ringside and caused an interference, allowed Duarte to take control, and really Duarte stayed in control. Amelia was just surviving in this match for as long as she could, and eventually, well, it caught up to her, obviously. Oh, Sophia, I don't think is going to be alone in that hospital too much longer. Amelia Jones is on the way. Well, we have got a potentially sinister duo in Precious Pratt and Mirabel Duarte coming together that should make the rest of this women's division quake. Now here's what did it. Look at the viciousness of that discus clothesline. Whew. The Jones family can hit a nice pile driver, and they can take a pile driver like a champ, but they are only human. And Mirabel Duarte with a great win. A little bit of help from Precious Pratt here tonight.
CMV Universe! It's been a hot minute talking to my people of Shockwave. First off, I would like to thank Adam Valentine for giving me this opportunity to be a part of Team Shockwave. Now, I'm sure a lot of Shockwave loyalists believe I haven't earned my spot in this match, which is perfectly a fair assumption. But Shockwave faithful, if you can give me a chance to prove myself at Validation, you won't regret the GM's decision. Speaking of someone who doesn't think I earned my spot, Alexander Slate. I don't like you. You for sure don't like me. But tonight in Validation, whether you like it or not, we're partners. Let's put our feelings aside and send these Octane boys back to the B show. Lorenzo Alexander, Remy Martin, both of you are talented as hell. There's no denying that. But you're in Shockwave land now. And I'm sending you both back to Octane after a trip to Powerbomb City. Population, you. See you two tonight. Welcome to my house. Respect that.
Well, Alan Wagner had a lot to say there, and I'm sure he's going to let his actions speak for him, because coming up next, guys, we've got ourselves a tag team matchup, and throughout the show here tonight, a lot of momentum is going to be at stake. Heading into Validation for Team Shockwave and Team Octane, the battles before the war in Los Angeles, but how exactly are the team of Xander Slate and Alan Wagner to coexist here tonight is the question at hand. Well, they're going to have to figure it out, because obviously both a part of Team Shockwave heading into Validation. This match was made by Adam Valentine, just so further poking the bear. Seems to really get a kick out of making Xander Slate's life a living hell as of late, but the last Shockwave, Alan Wagner, as the kids today would say, got his lick back, although not completely in a satisfactory manner. He defeated Xander Slate by countout after Bernie Rose allowed him to take his place in the match against Slate. Slate, who a couple weeks ago defeated Wagner to qualify for Team Shockwave, and then Valentine just put Wagner on Team Shockwave, didn't make him qualify. And now these two are being made to team together. If you're a wrestling fan, then one thing you know for sure is that luchadors, they cherish their masks. And in both of their matchups, Xander Slate multiple times has tried to rip off Alan Wagner's mask. So I don't know how someone like Wagner, I mean, we just heard from him a moment ago there, he's obviously not a fan of Xander Slate. And how can you trust a man like this to watch your back? You can't. That's the thing about it. You simply can't. I think CMV is going to become a much safer place once Slate does retire at the end of this season. The OG dirty heel going to have to get rid of his set of daggers. No more digging them into the backs of his friends over the many years. But Wagner is certainly no friend. But if nothing else, selfishness is going to motivate Xander Slate here. He wanted to be at Validation. Valentine gave him the opportunity. And Valentine told him, you're going to be in this matchup, or I'm going to take you off of Team Shockwave. Whether he likes it or not. Represent Shockwave alongside Wagner, because tonight, guys, the Octane boys are here. There he is, Bubba. My Intercontinental Champion. I would confidently say the rising star here in CMV. Over these last few months, he's proved it. And look how he's coming out here, seeming to be fresh as a daisy despite what has been a rough couple of weeks. And obviously, this past Octane being in War Games, he and his partner tonight, Lorenzo Alexander. And not to mention that at Validation, you're going to be in a tables, ladders, and chairs match, as it will be Tobias Jones, Mike Magnum Maxwell, and Diamante representing Shockwave, taking on the team of Jack Taylor Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin, the first of 3 Shockwave versus Octane matchups, and it is tables, ladders, and chairs. This kid Remy is getting a workout as of late here in CMV. He's taking a tour of the most brutal matches that we've got to offer here in CMV. But a phenomenal team in Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin. Not the first time they've teamed, far from it. You want to talk about future stars? Look no further. Lorenzo Alexander has all the potential in the world to be a main eventer one day. But tonight, despite he and Martin surely still feeling the effects of that War Games match this past episode of Octane, they're going to rep Octane here tonight. Try to get that momentum heading into validation. And coming up next, my friends, the Anarchy Championship is on the line. It's Bacon's Turmoil. He has to defend against Diamanta, Mike Magna Maxwell, and Tobias Jones. And still to come, the Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line, as well as the Hallowed will challenge the Charm City Kings. Of course, our main event, first time ever, 2 beasts. One-on-one, the team captains at validation, Ahmed and Morgan, gonna collide. So here we go, Alan Wagner and Xander Slate against the team of Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin. It's going to be Alan Wagner and Remy Martin to get things started. This is a one-on-one matchup. I would not mind paying this. Even a teardrop suplex going to instantly take the luchador down. Not the best start. Wagner gets right back up, though. We'll try to Irish whip into the corner. Nice reversal by Wagner, who now going to put Martin up on the top. Wagner, who, of course, debuted in CMV at Mob Violence in the men's Rumble matchup. Didn't have the best showing, but they made up for it these last couple of weeks. I've become a big fan of Alan Wagner. Now he's going to be representing Shockwave at one of our biggest shows of the year, Validation. Nothing to sneeze at. Few weeks he's been here. That's making an impact. Oh, but a knee to the back of the head by Martin. Now going to go out onto the apron. Try to take to the air. You know, it seems like Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin try to one-up each other when they team together. Leg drop. The sun don't shine, and a kick to the chest. Up to Brett Schroep with a gorgeous elbow drop attempt. But Wagner is able to see it coming and gets out of the way. Well, guys, how about this? We're going to see a little bit later on tonight as Alan Wagner. No, hey! Well, Adam Valentine only said that Xander Slate had to show up. He never said he had to stick around. And as Alan Wagner goes to make the tag, Slate just jumped off the apron and is walking out on Wagner here. A loophole found by the OG Dirty Heel. But despite Wagner being dumbfounded momentarily, he's going to try to snap back to reality. No choice but to, as this one continues now as a handicap match. Not looking good for Team Shockwave. See, my boys, something like that would never happen. What are you thinking, Valentine? My team is strong, solidified, repping their brand. Big knee breaker, though, as Wagner's not going to quit, which you can respect, but elbow across the chest. Oh, the Hollywood highlight got tagged in. Tries for the pin, this Wagner, a desperate pin, but as I was saying before I was interrupted there, later on tonight, guys, I've been told, I got the scoop, that apparently Brita Story has got the 411 on where Danielle Davis is tonight. And we're going to find out what Story may have planned for the Queen of the Ring a bit later on. Some exclusive footage to show you guys. Obviously, the two have been at war these last few weeks, and Davis has, more often than not, been getting the better of Story. We saw her even go so far as to dress up as B. Barrett last Octane to trick Brayna story. Get the drop on her out in the parking lot. And I still don't know who to send this bill to for that broken door window. I guess that can wait, though. Oh, my God! Well, you know what can't wait? Lorenzo Alexander making an appointment with his dentist after getting his face smashed off the steel steps there. Jeez. But a big sit-out face buster to fire back on the floor. Uh-oh, count of 8. And Lorenzo looks like he's trying to give Wagner a chance, but Wagner appears to be out on his feet. And Lorenzo Alexander, as he dusts off his boot, gonna take the count-out win. Hey, that's a win in my book for Team Octane. I'm not gonna hear anything about it. Octane is up. The A show. What more do you expect? While Team Shockwave is in dismay, the Octane boys are locked in. And here's what did it. Big sit-out facebuster. Just completely blasted Wagner. I love the backflip, maybe a bit unnecessary, but Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin picking up the win. The first strike of the night. And if you thought Team Shockwave, after what we just saw there, was embroiled in, well, what's the opposite of camaraderie? I'd say complete and utter mayhem. It's not going to get much better for them, because coming up next, as you can see on your screen, the rules for this Gauntlet Turmoil match. It's Bacon's Turmoil. At least there's no chance of a count out in this one, as the Shockwave boys attempt to work out their problems physically so that everyone can try to be on the same page heading into validation. But indeed, my friends, Joey Bacon, who's not necessarily known as a cardio maniac, right? That's Bob Luger. He can eat all night long, but can Joey Bacon fight in 3 matches in one night? That's what we're about to find out, guys. Because if he wants to walk out tonight, still the Anarchy champion, he has to defeat Diamante, Mike Magna Maxwell, and Tobias Jones in 3 separate matches. And it's Anarchy rules in all 3 matches. No countouts, no disqualifications, falls, count anywhere. The order of entry is random. And here's the thing, guys. Let's say Diamante enters first. If he manages to defeat Joey Bacon, then Mike Magna Maxwell and Tobias Jones won't even compete here tonight. But at the same time, if Bacon can eliminate Diamante, Diamante will never get another shot at the Anarchy Championship so long as Bacon is still the champion. That goes for all 3 of the opponents here. If he can eliminate Diamante, Maxwell, and Jones, the 3 of them won't get another crack at his championship so long as he holds it. And now we're going to find out who's out first. It was random, and it looks like it is going to be Tobias Jones. So you might think, on one hand, this is a disadvantage, but on the other, it's an advantage, because the advantage, obviously, is if Tobias Jones can win here, he becomes Anarchy champion. Diamante and Maxwell, take it easy. See you later. But obviously, the disadvantage is that Bacon's fresh. That's the advantage of, say, coming out last. Bacon's going to be worn down if he's able to get through Jones. Whoever comes out next, they're going to have the upper hand, you would think, anyway. So Tobias Jones, a former Intercontinental champion, gonna take the first shot at Big Ham. And Bacon has defeated all three of these men one-on-one in the past. But can he do it again in one night? That's the question here. I can just imagine Diamante and Maxwell in that gorilla position right now, chomping at the bit. They're all very friendly with one another coming into this matchup. You know, hey, if you win, I'm going to congratulate you. We're boys, we're buddies. But obviously that changes once the match actually begins. They all want that championship for themselves. But at least if not for the rest of Team Shockwave, they're on the same page heading into their TLC match at Validation. Will one of them be Anarchy champion, though? Let's find out. That's what it's all about, the Anarchy Championship, which the Jones family has been trying to get their hands on for months at this point. Ahmed also tried to take a crack at Joey Bacon not too long ago. So remember, no countouts, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere. And if Tobias Jones can win right here, then Diamante and Maxwell, they're going to have a very easy night. Well, they wouldn't want that, though. Now, even though Diamante says, look, if you win, I'll shake your hand, you know he wants Tobias to lose here. Because then that gives him the shot. Or Maxwell, whoever comes out next. Gonna miss that leg drop. And just gets thrown down. Well, Joey Bacon. Leg drop gets it that time. I think it might be the forever Anarchy champion. You know, we called Walter Bollé that for a time. But oh my lord! There's that power of Tobias Jones. So many people talk about his speed and agility, and for good reason, but a lot of people sleep on the power of Tobias. We just saw it showcased right there. Oh, face to the crotch roll up, but not even a one count. And remember, guys, if Joey Bacon can eliminate Tobias Jones here, no more Anarchy Championship opportunities so long as Bacon has the championship. And again, who knows how long Bacon might be champion for. It could be another 100 years. Nice combo. And again, just gets swatted like a fly. 7 foot tall, 600 plus pounds is Joey Bacon, who also, look, and again, I gave Valentine props for this. He would have been my first choice, to be honest with you. Joey Bacon is on Team Shockwave, and I'd be lying if I said I'm not worried about that. Jones now gets dragged into the corner. Last place you want to be, and Tobias Jones knows that, because here you go. Vintage Bacon again. This cameraman, I really got to have a word with him. We don't need the close-up bump at the rear end to the face of Tobias Jones. Nothing but disrespect from the Anarchy champion as he sends Tobias into the corner now. Well, if nothing else, even if Tobias is going to lose, he wants to try to take as many shots at Bacon as he can to soften him up for Diamante, for Maxwell. Look at Bacon again. He's not having very much luck attempting to do so thus far. And here we go, Bacon under the hip, and as if he needs any help, just pulled out a steel chair. Anarchy rules! Steel chair across the back. And Tobias, though very smart, knows where he is. Rolls out of the ring. Bacon's going to chase after him. There's no refuge at ringside, though. It's falls count anywhere. And more shots to the face. With that gargantuan derriere. And vintage, disgusting slam on the floor. Look how Bacon doesn't hesitate for even a second. Right into that belly-to-belly slam. And, well, Tobias Jones. No! I was going to say, get the shovel ready. We're going to have to scrape him off the floor. Talk about digging down deep. But I don't know if it'll be worth it. Bacon's still firmly in control. Jones can't just kick out. He's got to fight back. How do you fight back, though? This is a man who has been virtually unpinned one-on-one for almost 8 months. Only one loss that time to Chris Robinson, and that was a fluke. Moves out of the way. Does Tobias come on? Use that speed. Use that speed of yours. Oh, he's almost regretting his decision. Well, there you go. Finally able to take Bacon off his feet. Goes low. There's the strike again. Bang-a-rang. Bacon's not used to getting tossed around like that, that's for sure. But Tobias knows he needs some help. Gonna go for the table. You're gonna need a bigger table than that. Someone get him the double XL table. Slides into the ring nonetheless, though. Speaking of, we got ourselves a tables match a little bit later on, as Big Texas and Pete Jones will meet once again. But, well, you might have ourselves a table getting exploded to a million bits right here, right now. Yeah, I think I saw Joey Bacon using that table to pick his teeth earlier tonight after he got done in catering. Bacon's never truly done in catering. I'm just going to trap Tobias Jones in the corner. 600 pounds. You're not going anywhere if he doesn't want to let you. And Tobias has been busted open. Has that steel chair again. Throws it at him. That's not how you use a chair, Joey. On 600 pounds. Across the chest. Just stay down, Tobias. I know what's at stake. You're going to be catching up with your sister Amelia at the hospital, though. And again, just seated on the chest. Can he get up? Yes, he can. Jawbreaker staggers the Giant. Close in. Jones family staple. The cliffhanger DDT, and damn if it ain't the biggest one ever. Ref? Okay. Referee, just me, or was that a little bit of a delayed count there? Nonetheless, Bacon kicks out and now going to treat Tobias like he's some pizza dough. Get yeeted. The referee might be afraid of Joey Bacon. I don't blame her. Oh, God. Where's Sarah Miller? Joey Bacon. Salt in the wound. Salt on his food. Into the pin. 1, 2. Jones has brought every bit of fight to the table here tonight. But if that cliffhanger DDT couldn't get it done, man. Power slam. But Jones again knows where he is. That's veteran instinct. Oh, now Bacon's got the table. He's going to pick his teeth again. Turns her around. Jones. So fast, Bacon can't keep up with him. Head scissors puts the Anarchy champion on his feet. And a standing shooting star press. That belly's so big, though. I don't know if that had much of an effect. Now a springboard moonsault. Bacon gets out of the way at the very last millisecond. No, he's gonna try to crush his skull. Tobias is out. Tobias is out. But Joey Bacon's not content. 600 pounds. Baconator. 1, 2, 3, and Tobias Jones has been eliminated. He was done after that skull crush, but Bacon wasn't happy. Well, Tobias Jones is down. Now here comes the second challenger of the night, and it's Diamante. As Tobias Jones now, guys, can never challenge for the Anarchy Championship again so long as Bacon is champion. But there's no time for Bacon to rest, no time for Diamante to check on Tobias, because this matchup is on. The night's not over. And we now know that Mike Magnum Maxwell will maybe enter last. But again, if Diamante can beat Bacon here, then that won't happen. Maxwell gets the night off. Although Diamante did say if he does win, he will happily give his two buddies a championship opportunity. He shouldn't be so eager to hand out title shots, though, when he isn't even champion yet. We're going to use that table that Tobias brought into play. Never got the chance to use it himself, though. Sets it up, like I said, gonna need a bigger table. But Tobias, look, he didn't go down without a fight. He did some damage. Bacon is hurting right now. Diamante, can he capitalize? That's the question. He's going right after Bacon. The Anarchy champion, a wedge in between the ropes. A slap in the belly. I'd take 100 of those, though, over this. Up on the top. With a wrecking ball getting dropped on you. The ribs just obliterated, turned to powder right there. Now they're going to try to walk Diamante over to the table. Elbows, though, to the midsection. Big old drop kick. Well, Diamante's the only one to not challenge Joey Bacon for the Anarchy Championship. Bacon beat him in a non-title matchup a few weeks ago. And now Diamante's got the shot. Can he make the most of it? Big punches to the face. Oh, he just busted him open. The blood sugar is flowing. Tastes like sugar. In the ring, Diamante. The wolf smells blood. Grabs a stop sign. It is time to stop. The jagged edge is going to try to cut up Bacon's back. Oh, and smacks his arm off it. Right off that steel stop sign. Diamante going crazy right now. Oh, but it might all be about to come to it. And God, it's just a second. Bacon again having himself a seat. And another one. It looks like it's Bacon's nose that's been busted. That's not going to stop him, though, out of that corner. And like a 12-gauge shotgun blast right to the back of the head. Diamante's lucky that his brains aren't spilled out all over the canvas right now. But other than that, not lucky at all. Luck is out the window for Diamante right now. Samoan drop before getting dragged into the corner. Face first. Yeah, Diamante knows I can't stay in the corner. I don't want to get that ass in my face. Grabs him by the hair. He sees the weakness is that nose. The nose could be broken. We never know. Blood pouring out of it. There's Bacon going back to ringside, under the ring again. What now? A ladder? I hope Bacon doesn't plan on trying to climb that ladder. He's going to set it up at ringside. Okay, but look at Diamante. That's one way to use a table. I would never think of using a table that way, but it works for Diamante. Throws it at Bacon. I don't know what Bacon's trying to get going at ringside with that ladder. Kind of concerns me a little bit. Big kick! Oh my God, Diamante. Is he gonna? Did he just break his neck? What's going on there? It might be worth it though. A broken neck gets him the Anarchy Championship, but no, kick out at 2. He's got that table again. Where's he gonna set it up this time? Near the ropes. Oh, but Bacon gives the time to recover and claps the temples. And again, trapped between those thighs. Man, I think I'd rather be trapped, have my head trapped in the mouth of a gator than be trapped between those massive, hairy, sweaty thighs of Bacon as he drags Diamante into the corner. 600 pounds. Taking his time, never in a rush. Baconator. Sat on his dick and balls, it looks like, on that one. But Diamante must be wearing a cup. He came prepared. The balls have not been crushed. And Diamante is still in the fight. Oh, look at that revenge for Bacon. Throws the table at Diamante now. Back in the corner. Wake up, Diamante. Some more belly slaps. Oh? Diamante just fell out of the corner there. Bacon's got the table. He's just throwing it at him. Pissed off there was nothing on the tables and catering. Really wants him in this corner. He's going to try again, I think. I mean, I'll tell you what. Diamante's going to have himself some big red hand marks on his stomach by the end of the night. Oh, no. All the way to the top rope. Nearly the weight of a car. More than halfway to a ton. Just getting dropped. Oh, are they going to go for that ladder? Maybe not. What's Bacon thinking? I never want to try to guess what this beast of a man has going on in his mind. He's going to slide the steel steps into the ring. I'm going to spinning back fist waiting for him. Mike Magnum Maxwell got to be in gorilla right now, tweaking. Is he going to get his chance, or can Diamante stop Bacon dead right here, right now? He's too big, Diamante. He's too damn thick, brother. And a snake eyes. Takes Diamante down. Perfect. Perfect setup for Bacon to introduce him once again to the largest rear end in all of pro wrestling. Thoroughly sweaty at this point, I'm sure. I do not envy you, Diamante. As he gets dragged into the corner. Up on the top! What is Bacon doing? Bacon cradling Diamante! My God! From Brett's rope! And I guess that's not enough. A wet willy. Diamante's got to be done in. But the lust, bloodlust of Bacon not so easily satiated. But Diamante, will we hear the wolf's howl? He fights out of it. He's still got something left. But he keeps trying to lift Bacon. And that's going to lead to his downfall. Even if he is powerful enough at this point in the match, he certainly isn't. Up to the top. And again, all that weight right down onto the ribs. Finally goes for a pin. And it's Diamante. Dead to rights. No, he isn't. But Bacon's calling for it. This is the second course. He got done with the appetizer, Tobias Jones. Now it's the entree. Diamante. Will he get to dessert? Mike Magnum Maxwell. Will this table finally get used? They've been trying to for a while now. These cameramen, I don't know what their obsession is with trying to get as close to Bacon's ass as they possibly can. Diamante gets back up. He's able to spin Bacon around, but everyone's trying for Bacon. There's an earthquake! No! The table! Bacon's caught! Bacon got caught on the table! Oh, if Diamante can take advantage, this is his moment. This is his opening! Bacon forgot the table was there, and he got caught on it. He got stuck. But he gets himself. Wait a minute, no, Diamante tries to lift him up. Through the table, my God! Slams Diamante through the freaking table. And Diamante has been eliminated. There is one left. Mike Magnum Maxwell, this is your moment. Tobias Jones down. Diamante down. And Maxwell telling Diamante as he passes him, I got this. I got this for all of us. But does he? If there was ever an opportunity, man, it's now. Jones did damage. Diamante did even more. Can Maxwell capitalize, or is Bacon gonna have his appetizer, have his entree, and his dessert? Earthquake! Maxwell might have a very quick night. 600 pounds across the chest, but he kicks out. But again, immediately. Jesus, man, 3 times in a row. Back to back to back. And Maxwell, who came the closest, undeniably, out of Diamante himself and Jones to beating Joey Bacon a few weeks ago. That tremendous matchup Now a trash can. Who put observer right under there? Bacon, though, going to knock it out of his hands with a kick to the midsection and looking for a power bomb on the apron. Just whips him right into the side of the ring like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Well, Tobias Jones and Diamante can now never challenge for the Anarchy Championship again so long as Bacon is the champion. It's up to Maxwell here. Can he take the championship? Or is Bacon going to make sure that he's never bothered again by these three? Suck of the thumb and a wet willy. As we spill to ringside here, but again, Anarchy rules means falls count anywhere. If Maxwell can't get it done here, I don't know if anybody ever is going to be able to get it done. And that's just me speaking the truth. Tobias Jones, Diamante, and Maxwell all giving it their best shot in a row. Bacon's been knocked loopy. I think when he's lost too much blood. There's the trash can lid. Maxwell had a lot of time there. It wasn't enough still. Oh, big sit-out powerbomb on the floor. But it never gets any better. 600 pounds plus. Just taking a nice little seat on your chest. Oh, another table. I was just about to say, Diamante shouldn't be the only one pulling out splinters later on tonight. Well, Big Texas or Pete Jones might be joining him, but maybe Maxwell too. Oh, look at Bacon's back. I just realized he's starting to bruise quite heavily. Maxwell's on top of him. Big punches. That's got to be like mounting a gorilla. How exactly do you go about that? And Maxwell's just beating the hell out of him right now, pardon my French. Going a little bit crazy. Where's he going now? Oh, nice shot of the lighting rig. I was about to say, we don't get enough shots of the lighting rig. There we go. Maxwell, what is he up to? Big combo. Well, I can imagine that Diamante and Tobias Jones are probably in Gorilla now. A couple of ice packs. Watching on. Will they be celebrating tonight? Or will it be a sad night for the boys as they head to Los Angeles to compete in that tables, ladders, and chairs match of Validation? Yeah, remember that. They still have to compete in a TLC match at Validation in less than a week. So, what have they gone through here tonight? Wait a minute, Maxwell tries for the pin, but a kick out at one. A kick out at one. And a big kick to the back. I'd say that's the target. If I were Maxwell, look at Bacon's back. I don't know what did that. Whether it was Tobias Jones or Diamante that did that damage. You know what they say? Decapitate him! Bacon's been taken down. Middle of the ring. Maxwell, where are you going? If ever there was a time to try for the pin. But this kid, I think he knows better. His run-ins with Joey Bacon. It's going to take more than that. He goes for the trash can lid. The pizza tin. Gonna throw it at him. Throws it down onto the canvas and a big corkscrew kick. Puts Bacon right back down. Tries for a big back kick, but Bacon moves out of the way. Able to grab him by the back of the neck. Drags him into the corner. And Bacon wedging him between the ropes. Much like Diamante. Goes 5 stars to the stomach. From the top. Dropped like a bomb from orbit. Picks up that pizza tin, that trash can lid. Just a little added extra bit of pizzazz to throw that on him. And the world's strongest slam. No pomp. No circumstance. As Joey, no! Bro, I thought that was it. I thought for sure that was it. Mike Magna, look at Bacon's like, oh no, not like this, Bacon. Nothing the ref can do about it though. But he kicks out. Maxwell kicks out of the dirty pin. He says, what the hell are you doing, big boy? And how about this? Mike Magna, Max with a stand and bang with Joey Bacon. Get out of here. Throwing soup bones. But Maxwell's taking it like a champ on the chin here. Uh-oh, Bacon, though, says, I'm not having any of that. Maxwell able to wiggle free, drops down behind. Big reverse DDT. Take your shot, Maxwell, while you still can. And he's going to look to do just that. No, the ref! The referee got in the way. Maxwell going to try to reset it up. Taven! 1, 2! And if that was Maxwell's biggest, best shot, it was not good enough, my friends. Stomped on him like a Goomba. He's even going to try to do it again. Boom to the back of the head. Middle of the ring, tucks the arm. Hooks the leg. But another kick out. And Maxwell talking to the wrestling gods now as he tries to understand what must be done. Ref, get out of the way unless you want to be squashed, literally. Picks up the stops. Oh! Bonks it off of Bacon's head. And again, while he's down in the corner, that stop sign all dented to hell. Big stomps to the chest. Maxwell, anything that can stick. He is throwing at Bacon here, who crawls out onto the apron. The king of the hill, the two-time Anarchy champion. Go off that back. Look at the bruising. Backstabber. And Maxwell's feeling it, man. He's feeding like never before. Kick to the gut, though, gets rejected. Maxwell gonna try to break his back, attempting to lift Bacon, who now goes for a power bomb. No. Oh my God, I thought he was gonna power bomb out of the ring there. I thought he was gonna power bomb him out of the ring. Just falls into the pin, this Bacon. It's very rare. I would even say we've never seen Bacon desperate before, but that was a desperation pin, if ever I've seen one. But, oh no, not on the trash can lid. Face smashed off that steel trash can lid. Speaking of, Bacon's going to pick it up, but no, he sees Maxwell crawling away. But Maxwell, my friend, you just crawled right into the lion's den. And Joey, look at his face! Joey Bacon. Will he go 3 for 3? Tobias Jones, Diamante, Mike Magnum Maxwell, giving it their best, but even combined, full force, it is not a no! Bacon now almost praying as he looks down. Oh, and yeah, well, there goes all hope. Abandon all hope. Ye who enter here, no! Bacon, he was so sure. Bacon was so sure that he hadn't won there. No, not again! No, Maxwell! Bacon is beginning to freak out. He's beginning to worry here. I can see it in his eyes. He's just throwing Maxwell out of the ring now. Tell her to get lost. Kick rocks, kid. Springboard. Pop! I heard the snap. I heard the crackle, the pop, and the wolf's howl. A little homage to Diamante as Maxwell. The STF, can he get it locked in? It is! STF locked in! Tap him out! Tap him out! Or can he? No, Maxwell can't do it. Bacon does not tap. Maxwell, the power of the trash can lid! Yes, Maxwell! The power of the trash can lid! And Mike Magnum Maxwell is the new CMV Anarchy champion. Wow, what a match. Tobias Jones and Diamante sacrificed so that Mike Magnum Maxwell could soar here tonight. They all said so long as it's one of them, they'll be happy. Well, Joey Bacon damn near did it, man. I'm telling you, I really didn't think he was going to. I thought when he hit that final Baconator, I was about as confident as he was that it was over. But we have got a new Anarchy champion. And his name is Mike Magnum Maxwell, but he didn't do it alone. The combined effort, look at this. Bacon did not tap. He refused to quit, but that SDF drained him of whatever energy he had left. And Maxwell, I don't think he can believe it himself. Congratulations to our new Anarchy champion. What a match. And right back into the action here on Shockwave number 155 as Jeremy Barmore was making his way down to the ring. That sick bastard Grim just got the drop on our True Fight champion. Just rammed him shoulder first right to the side of the steel steps. Well, now Barmore's up, though. Now Barmore's up. And if he wasn't pissed already, I'd say definitely is now. The big senton off that wasteland. So we just got out of our Anarchy Championship match, but I guess still more anarchy to be had here tonight. Well, Barmore's in the ring. The match hasn't actually begun yet. The bell hasn't rung. Now it has. I'm surprised, honestly, the referee's going to allow these two to go ahead, but I don't think Barmore would let the referee call this one off. Wanted to get his hands on Grim after what went down last Shockwave. Phenomenal matchup we saw between Jeremy Barmore and Andrew Briggs with a spot on Team Shockwave. At Validation on the line, Briggs did win that match, but he didn't have any time to celebrate as Grim hit the ring and took out both men. Both Barmore and Briggs laid them out. And the most hated man in all of professional wrestling today is taking his unique talents to be despised to CMV, and he's wasting no time getting a lot of faces in that locker room to despise him. It isn't that hard, honestly. Like I said, a very unique talent Grim possesses to just irritate, anger anybody he crosses paths with. And the thing also is that, well, there's no line. He isn't willing to cross, and he's trying to take out Barmore, obviously, here tonight, but it's not going his way right now. The workhorse is fighting back this time. Grim jumped him from behind last Shockwave. They did it again as Barmore is making his entrance, but now they're standing face to face. And a true fight champion not going to be punked out, dropped face first on that top turnbuckle. Grim, though, going to find his way up out of the corner. Obviously having considerable advantage, especially if he goes after the arm that he rammed into the side of the steel steps before this match began. The thing about Grim, too, is he's smart. He's not just dastardly, but he's incredibly talented in that ring, too. He got caught there. Not so sneaky with that dirty pin attempt. The ref saw it. These strikes are having virtually no effect. Barmore is just too brutish for Grim's attacks to have any sort of meaningful effect. But coming up next here on Shockwave at 155, my friends, we got some trios action. As Pat LaFaves, the women's world champion, Alice Blake, Sarah Miller, and Vanessa Moore going to take on the team of the Uncut Gems and television champion Thea. Also still coming up, the Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line as the Hallowed from Octane will challenge the Charm City Kings. It's gone pretty well for Team Octane so far here tonight, looking to keep it up with the Hallowed. Not to mention our main event, the team captains at Shockwave, Ahmed and Morgan, meeting one-on-one for the first time ever. That's going to be a huge, literally, main event. And Grim's getting put up on top. Barmore to belly! Just like that, huh? No hot dogging. But Barmore not going to stop there. A slam to Grim and into the pin. Mangled arm and all, gets a 2 count only. Against the RHW International Champion to throw him overhead, though Grim back up. He also has that uncanny ability as Grim to shake off pain that would debilitate most others that we're seeing just now with that freaking Barmore to belly he ate like it was nothing. And Grim just drinking it in. Being here in CMV, able to spread his evil to every corner of the globe, I think is what Grim wants. Oh, but he gets caught. Barmore quick thinking with that DDT, but look at Grim. Like I said, he's smart. Gonna roll out of the ring. Barmore, though, is running him down. That's like a runaway train coming at you. I would be quaking in my loafers if I were Grim, but no, stands his ground and a big slam on the floor. Coming up next, my friends, we're going to find out what Brina Story might have in store for Danielle Davis. Can Story finally get the better of Davis? From what I've been told, she's got the 4-1-1 on our queen of the ring here tonight. Knows where she's going to be. Nice shot right up Barmore's hole there. That was great. Referee up to a count of 5 as Barmore going to throw Grim, trying to throw him back into the ring. Uh-oh, full Nelson slam. Well, Barmore going to get himself back into the ring. Willing perhaps to take a count-out win, but Grim's back up, and Barmore celebrating prematurely here. Grim saying, think again, big man. You see how Grim didn't attack him from behind, even though he had the clear advantage? Everybody says such awful things about Grim. They don't say the nice things about him. He's a good guy, in my opinion. I don't see anything he's done. Oh! What a boot. Straight down the gullet of Barmore. But Big Boy still able to kick out. You know, viciously attacking Zoe Remy's parents, I don't think that's all too bad. You know, that's not irredeemable. Burning down houses. So what? I mean, he's living with an arsonist. Everybody's got to have a hobby. Oh, a Barmore. So his hobby is obviously getting that protein, baby. This man's swole, and he was too damn thick for Grim to try to deal with their Death Valley driver. Into the pin. 1, 2, but a kick out. Take a look at Grim, guys, who debuted a couple weeks ago here on Shockwave, facing the CMV champion. Not just facing Blake Friction. The two had a great match. But Grim trying to avoid getting squashed like a bug. Dragon twist cutter to the True Fight champion. Grim now stomping Barmore while he's down. Kick Barmore quite flexible for a man so big, but look at Grim, slippery. That's one word to describe Grim. Slippery little bugger. Elbow to the midsection. Great match. Oh, another kick from the sick bastard Grim into the pin. But again, he can't keep Barmore down. Listen to these sick fans here in attendance. They're chanting one more time. They want to see Barmore get his head taken off, and they might. Gorgeous dragon suplex. Still ain't going to be enough to get that break out. Grim, though, is not one to give up so easily. Now look at release Tiger Bomb. And to hoist up a man the size of Barmore like that is no small feat. And Grim looks like he wants to rip his arm off, but decides to go for the pin. Good idea. Uno, dos. A split couple of seconds, though, that he kind of wasted there. Might be what allowed Barmore to kick out. Well, Barmore may have kicked out, but it doesn't look like he really knows where he is right now. He's going to try to shake it off. I don't know if that's really possible. Cheeky jab. Knife edge chop, though. They're trying to light each other up here. Chop to the chest. Big right hook from Barmore. Any normal man would take a shot like that from Jeremy Barmore. They probably have their jaw on the floor. Not Grim, though. He's 10 toes down. Neither able to get the better of the other, though. He's going all night long, I guess. Good God, man. And now they're going to swing to the fences. Trying to take each other out and have a double knockout. Barmore on spaghetti legs, but again, he's too thick. Oh, but he's been knocked loopy. Oh, we're going to get the Cam Harris special. Cross body to the back. Cross body to the... I don't think I've ever seen a cross body hit like that before. I think I could very confidently say Barmore to belly, though. Digs down deep in it. Desperate act. But now, another slam as Barmore looks to put Grim down. 1, 2, 3, and does. Jeremy Barmore picks up the win, but while unable to celebrate the win, guys, it looks like that despite being victorious, Grim maybe the last one laughing here. Barmore's arm looks to be hamburger meat. He can't even enjoy this victory. What a match, though, and a big win for Barmore, but our True Fight champion might be in trouble. Well, I'll say this much, my friends. If I can give just a little piece of advice to Brina's story, it's the next time you get some info that Danielle Davis, our queen of the ring, is hanging around in some dank warehouse, think twice. Think twice about, taking action. Obviously, that was a trap. But even still, Brina's story did get the upper hand, unfortunately, as she has been over these last few weeks. We talked about Grim being slippery. Well, Danielle Davis is too, able to make off before Story could maybe cave her skull in with that steel chair. But I don't know. It's not even being contained to CMV anymore, man. Danielle Davis and Brina Story are taking their battle with one another here, there, and everywhere in between. But when it comes to our Women's World Champion, her next battle comes in Los Angeles at Validation, where she will defend the historic reign against Ruby Rattel of the Uncut Gems. And it's on the very same night that the Aussie brute, undefeated Vanessa Morgan will look to potentially bring even more championship gold to Pat LaFaves. And she will, of course, challenge this woman, Thea, for the television championship. Thea teaming up with the Uncut Gems here tonight. The enemy of my enemy type situation, because Thea has made it clear she's no fan of the Uncut Gems necessarily. Even told him on social media, look, you know how I like to play it. Don't get on my bad side of this matchup. Even though Pat LaFaves aren't going to play by the rules, that doesn't mean we don't have to. And Thea learned that firsthand this past episode of Octane, when she thought that she was going to be facing Sarah Miller straight up one-on-one and no shenanigans. What's that last Shockwave? Vintage dashing memory. I don't remember what time it is, what day it is, what country I'm in at any given time. But nonetheless, was convinced Sarah Miller would be fair, not bring the rest of Pat LaFaves to ringside. They'd have a good, clean one-on-one matchup. And it looked at first like that was going to be the case, but then Vanessa Morgan, mid-match, came down, distracted Thea, allowed Sarah Miller to take advantage, and eventually pick up the win. Miller defeating Thea in a non-title matchup. Banger it was, though. Early match of the year contender, I would even go so far as to say. That was Thea's first one-on-one defeat in over 4 months. Now she has to carry that with her into Validation, where she defends that championship of hers against the unbeaten Vanessa Morgan. But at least Thea's got some backup in the form of Sapphire Stevenson and Ruby Rattel of the Uncut Gems. Alexia Diamond not here tonight because she was taken out of action by Vanessa Morgan a couple of weeks ago with that unbelievable choke slam. But like I said, I really thought they were going to put her through the canvas for a second. The Women's Royal Rumble match winner, Ruby Rattel, will receive her reward at Validation in Los Angeles. Never lost the Women's World Championship. Ruby Rattel finally gets her rematch. Can she end the historic reign of the kick connoisseur, or will she just be number 13 of those that Blake has stomped on to carve out this legacy for herself? So here we go, trios matchup, and it's going to be, look at this, champ versus champ to get things started. And funny enough, wasn't even all that long ago, about a month ago, these two were teaming up successfully. Picked up a tag team win together. And now they're on opposite sides as Alice Blake's right-hand woman, Vanessa Morgan, looks to bring the television championship to Pat LaFaves at Validation. And Pat LaFaves only growing stronger, it seems, because they're at ringside. Delilah Sin, one of the newcomers to our women's division, who last Shockwave made her debut with a great match against Ruby Rattel, which Alice Blake was watching from ringside, spectating. Ruby Rattel did pick up the win, but obviously Sid impressing enough that Blake decided to bring her along for this trios matchup here tonight. It's only your second week in CMV and you're ringside observing the greatest, not just women's world champion, but champion point blank period in CMV history. Not to mention the television champion in the same match as well. We also got Sarah Miller, former women's tag team champion, former Zero G champion. The Uncut Gems, former women's tag team champions. Ruby Rattel, former women's world champion. Sapphire Stevenson. Nice little leg drop there to Alice Blake. Hasseltay's trying to give Blake every advantage conceivable heading into validation. I think, and look, I don't say this lightly. I feel like Alice Blake is taking Ruby Rattel very seriously, and dare I even go so far as to say, maybe even worried is Alice Blake. Is Ruby Rattel Blake's toughest challenge yet? I think so. And I think Blake knows that. Vanessa Morgan taking out Alexia Dynamite, taking out that emotional support, adding potentially a new member to patch the things with Delilah Sin. Blake's going on the offensive. I think she's worried. I think she has a right to be. Nice Thea making the save there. There's Sarah Miller. Takes a step back, big drop kick to the side of the head. Well, still to come up next, my friends, the Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line as the Hallowed will challenge Charm City Kings. We've also still got that rematch between Big Tex and Pete Jones. It's a tables match. And of course, our main event, Ahmed, one-on-one with Morgan, the team captains. At Validation, gonna clash. Meet. Woo. Trip up by Stevenson. All over Sarah Miller here early on. Sapphire, what in the... She get busted open. I missed that. Well, guys, you want to talk about being worried. I know Thea would probably never say it directly, but she certainly has got to have some worries heading into validation, because the fact of the matter is, Vanessa Morgan has defeated Thea one-on-one. It was by countout, but nonetheless, a non-title victory. And of course, Morgan undefeated. Nobody has been able to figure out a way to keep down this Aussie beast of a woman. Here's a tag to Thea, by the way. It's going to be up to Thea to figure it out, to find the chink in the armor in Los Angeles, if there is one. Otherwise, she won't be walking out as television champion. There's Thea stalking Sarah Miller. These two picking up where they left off. Last Shockwave. And Thea's going up to the top. And oh, of course, vintage Thea style right there. Oh! Vanessa Morgan accidentally hit Sarah Miller, I think, trying to pick up that pin. But Thea kind of got out of the way. Now, down at ringside, this gives Miller a chance to try and make that tag to Alice Blake. And in comes our Women's World Champion. What's going on over there at ringside, though? Delilah Sin is putting hands on Thea. Just threw her back into the ring. I guess that's technically not an attack. Just helping Thea back into the ring. See, Delilah Sin's a great girl. What a humanitarian. Blake off the ropes with a savate kick to the fiery French woman who acts quick. Makes the tag over Rattel, and now a validation preview. Blake still thinks Thea's legal, but Rattel's in now. A smash. Blake head first off the top turnbuckle. This Blake so fast. Super kick. Rattel has waited so long, years, to finally get a one-on-one rematch for the championship that she never lost. She had to win the Women's Royal Rumble match to at last get it. Beat 29 other women. Now, can she make the most of it? Will she be the one to defeat Alice Blake? And here we go. Vanessa Morgan. Excuse me, gotta get a sip of my W. Damn, I'm gonna get all choked up here. That's just the effect Vanessa Morgan has on a man. Good God. Undefeated. Throwing Ruby Rattel into the corner. There to keep herself fresh for validation, I guess. Makes a Quick tag to Sarah Miller. And Pat LaFave's at work here. They're putting Rattel up on the top. What are they doing? A combined effort. A little bit of a Shea Hoxton shout out. 21 type beat there. From off the top and it needed the back of the head. As Miller now goes up to breaststroke. Frog splash to Rattel into the pin. But that's going to be Sapphire Stevenson coming to make the save. Validation shaping up to be, I think I can confidently say, one of our greatest events of the season. I'm very much hyped up for the battle of the brands. Of course, Team Octane. Place your bets now. Give you a little spoiler alert. We will win. I will put together the absolute greatest roster one could conceive in the draft. That, I promise you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But also, we've got the men's Royal Rumble match winner, Schmitty, challenging Blake Virtue in his hometown for the CMV Championship. The women's Royal Rumble match winner right here, Ruby Rattel, challenging Alice Blake for the Women's World Championship. Thea defending her television championship against Vanessa Morgan. And how about this? Just announced this past week, championship scramble for the Global Championship, as Chris Diamond's reign as Global General is in serious jeopardy defending against Shea Hoxton, Hunter Quinn, Troy Colt, and Kai Victory. Sapphire Stevenson trying to help. Sapphire! I was going to say accidental contact there. Once, maybe. Twice, I don't know. Getting a little bit overzealous. Rattel with some very suggestive headbutts to Sarah Miller at ringside. Referee's already up to a count of 8. They have until 20 to get back out of the ring, but I think Ruby Rattel might be so locked in right now. There we go. Count of 10 back in. This trios matchup. And Rattel maybe looking a second time for that honor roll. Out of the corner clothesline. For the former Zero-G champion. With a hook of the leg to pick up the dub. But a kick out at 2.5 by the powerhouse Pixie. Delilah Sin doesn't seem all that impressed. She felt firsthand just how capable Ruby Rattel is. Last Shockwave. Samoan driver straight out the textbook right there. And speaking of, I guess I shouldn't have said anything, Delilah Sin coming to the aid of Sarah Miller, making herself useful from ringside, distracting the women's Royal Rumble match winner. Trying to give Miller a chance to get, make the tag. Yeah, here comes Vanessa Morgan. Delilah Sin really coming in handy there. Proving her worth to Pat's LaFaves, perhaps. And rolling in like an Aussie tank. Get used. Miller got to get out of there before she can be disqualified. Thea's having none of it. Breaks up the pin. Look how Morgan just ignores her, though. Morgan's got no time for Thea. She'll see her in Los Angeles. There's that power bomb for Vanessa Morgan. But a kick out. Ruby Rattel digs down deep as can be. Kick out of that. She can throw it right into the corner. Now tag the Women's World Champion. Of course, Vanessa Morgan does the work. And Alice Blake going to come in, pick the bones. Oh, again, they're really in their Shea Hoxton bag tonight, our Pat LaFaves. And Alice going to show Ruby exactly what to expect in LA. But Ruby, the same, vice versa. Big boots. Oh, no. Thought it knocked a couple of those pearly whites out. But Delilah Sin again. The newcomer, instrumental thus far in this matchup. But that boot really did a number on Alice Blake. She is staring up the lights. Well, Ruby going to close those eyes. How is she going for here? Oh! What an axe kick hang on, is she going to pin the Women's World Champion? No. Vanessa Morgan and Sarah Miller coming in to break that up. Well, of course, Alice Blake unpinned for over a year. Don't look that up. What a jet stream can come out of nowhere, my brother. Ruby Rattel. 2.999, but Alice Blake just learned how resilient Ruby Rattel could be right there in that instant. Tag to Sapphire Stevenson, a much-needed tag. Kick to the midsection as soon as she comes in. Alice Blake with a running sit-out powerbomb. Bam, handling business all by herself here. Sapphire Stevenson got a call on Thea to help her out. Uh-oh. Alice Blake forgetting who's legal, perhaps. It's Sapphire, not Ruby. Tag to Thea, maybe not. Where's Alice going? Make that tag to Sarah Miller. Yes, she can. But Sapphire coming out the corner like a bull let loose from its pen. And Alice isn't even legal anymore. Hey, ref, what's this all about now? Alice Blake's tagged out. That should be a disqualification if you ask me. Miller looks to capitalize, but unable to do so. Thinking about going for a weapon there, I think, for a second. What that was all about. Take to the midsection. Sapphire puts her power on display for all to see. With a sit-out power bomb, but Delilah Sin has been a nuisance from ringside this entire match. You'd think the referee would take notice and get her out of here, but who would want to get on the bad side of Alice Blake? Scoop slam from Miller. And a Michinoku driver. Well, I'd say if this is some sort of trial for Delilah Sin, she has proven herself quite capable indeed. This is basically a 4-on-3 match rather than trios. And with Sarah Miller going to say thank you to Delilah as she passes her by. Oh, slammed face first off the apron. Some people forget just how rough Miller can be when she wants to. Sapphire busted open, a cut across her forehead. And Miller's going to throw her back into the ring at the count of 5. And up to the top, the powerhouse Pixie. Miller's bleeding. I'm just missing everyone get busted open in this match. Whoa! Sapphire coming back to life. Blink of an eye, big kick. As Miller tries to get to the ropes quickly and pull herself up, but on her, like peanut butter on jelly, is Sapphire Stevenson. And there's that dragon twist cutter. But damn, Alice Blake not even giving it the thought of a 1 count. 0.999 right there. Sapphire keeps on the attack. Tries for a clothesline. German suplex just shut that down. Just make that tag to Thea, but not fast enough. Miller stops it from happening. Irish whip back into the corner of Pat LaFave's last place that Stevenson wants to be right now. As the tag is made to Alice Blake and vintage Pat LaFave's. You go high, I go low. Cut her down hard. Into the pin. Ruby Rattel, though, saving her stablemate and friend, Alice Blake. Had eyes to make Ruby Rattel pay for that, but gonna put Sapphire right back into the corner. Just tags Miller straight back in. This is why they are former women's tag team champions. Boom! Oh, between a rock and a hard place there. Sent on off the apron, follows it up. Man, vintage Miller. Sapphire Stevenson is getting dissected here, dude. Absolutely beaten to a pulp by Pat LaFave's. Needs to make a tag, but I'm not even sure she's aware of what state she's currently in, so I wouldn't hold my breath. And it's not like Ruby Rattel is in much better condition. Thea Looks like she's okay. She can go a bit longer, but, well, Sarah Miller? God. A sit-up power bomb from out of the corner, and I guess not big enough to go home. Pixie Plex for the uno, dos, but no tres. And Miller's surprised at the resilience of Sapphire Stevenson, but she can't get herself out of that corner. It's not going to really matter too much. Just going to continue to get ripped, torn apart. Look at this. Boom! Drop kick to the face. Forget about it. I tried to make that tag again. Thea pleading, but there's nothing Stevenson can do. And she's operating out of pure basic instinct here. Miller tagged right back in. Backstabber into a belly-to-belly slam. This is some of the greatest tag team work I've seen in a minute. Oh, just got to rub that salt in the wound, I guess. And nobody showed Isabella Almas that Windsor knot. Kick up the bum. Straight back into the corner. Vanessa Morgan's not broken a sweat in this match, by the way. I think she's had a total in-ring time of about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Oh my, wow! Using the Uncut Gems signature move there. That catapult double D face breaker. Just really rubbing it in. Miller gonna try to seal it. Go for the tombstone pile driver there, I think. But Stevens, I don't know where she's getting this from. I couldn't tell you. Make that tag, yes! Finally! Thea's tagged in. It might have to put you on her back here. Whoa, fireball! Just knocked Blake out of the air. But Miller makes the save before even a 1 count. Hoisted up. Oh my God, I haven't seen this in a minute! Fire starter! That's vintage Thea right there. Tossing her around like a pancake and very nearly becoming the first one to pin Alice Blake in over a year. Don't look that up. Headbutt from Thea. Damn. Right into the corner though. Blake says enough of that then, but Thea says I'm not done with you. Hold up a minute. Alabama slam it. Oh, I don't like where that hand placement is, but into the pin off that Alabama slam and a kick on it too. Thea copping herself a little bit of a feel. And she going out. Delilah Sid looks like trying to distract Thea, but Thea's not going to fall for it. The television champion is beating the bricks off of Alice Blake right now. Whoosh. Irish whip into the corner. Now Alice Blake is looking at Delilah getting into the ring. Hello? Ruby Rattel with a cheap shot. A little bit of help for Thea. Blake busted open and Thea full steam ahead. Ramming Blake in the gut. But the women's world champion with the wherewithal to roll the outside. Thea's not giving her any reprieve though. She has really honed in on that midsection, has Thea. The ribs of Alice Blake getting that work. Oh no, Sapphire. Sapphire trying to help like she did before. Thea doesn't really seem to need the help right now though. Look at the power of the television champion. Military press dropping her. Thea is whooping Alice Blake, brother. Can I tell you something? Thea, please chill. You need to make sure Blake makes it to validation. Count of 9. Thea looking trying to calm herself down a little bit. Only having to the count to 20, but Thea, of course, doesn't like to win by count out. Certainly doesn't like to lose by count out. Look at Sapphire Stevens going to make sure Blake gets back into the ring too. Thea saying thank you very much. And she now looks to drag Blake. Watch out, ref. Get the hell out of the way. Because Thea cannot be stopped, and maybe she can. Big boot gonna launch Thea back. In the corner, Alice Blake is desperate for a tag right now. Can she finally get it? No, Thea will not let her tag out. But Vanessa Morgan now with the cheap shot. Hey, turnabout's fair play. Ruby Rattella did it to Blake before. DDT! Sheesh. Mamma mia. What a DDT that was. And now I think she'll be able to make that tag to Sarah Miller. Yes. Snap. There's the backstabber into the belly suplex. And Miller will look to pin Thea 2 weeks in a row, perhaps. Big flying clothesline for the television champion. Makes the tag as Sapphire Stevenson. Don't know if that's a very good idea. Sapphire looks like she's been run down by a Mack truck. Running power slam though. Well, this one's in jeopardy of potentially ending in a time limit draw. There's a little over 3 minutes left for us to get a definitive victor heading into validation. Momentum at stake, but the way these two teams have been going at it, well, Sapphire's just going to try for a pin here. A desperate pin. Maybe it pays off. Kick out at 2. I feel like trios matches have had a thing lately of ending at the very last minute. So maybe electric chair, inverted electric chair. But Sarah Miller, the vet that she is, knowing where she is, gets up in the corner. Sapphire, like white on rice though, not relenting. Gonna tag Thea back in. Can our television champion tie things up here with just 2 minutes and change left? Big Samoan drop. Or will we be heading into validation at a stalemate? Vintage. Big old splash from our fiery French woman. Looks like she's going to tag Sapphire right back in. Okay. What's the game plan here between these two? They are taking turns, whooping Sarah Miller, but they don't got a lot of time left. They try and put her up big, cut her out the corner. A little bit of a fire starter, homage to Thea, but Delilah, Sin, and Alice Blake. A little cooperative effort there to make the save. Oh, and now the ref. Oh, I thought the ref was about to reject Delilah, so I was going to say, far too late. Only a minute and a half left on the clock. Double underhook. Ooh, a little Brina story action here from the Powerhouse Pixie. And Sarah sees the clock. Just a tad over a minute left. She's trying for the pin. And maybe it's enough. Kick out at 2. 60 seconds. Can one of these teams get the victory? Or do we reach a dead end? Run around the corner for validation. Oh, telling her to kiss it. But Thea's the one who's coming to kiss it. Maybe. They're just going to stare at each other down. Oh, how intense. Snaps out of it, this Thea. Tries for a belly-to-belly, trips her down, though. And again, Miller's just going for these pins. I don't know if that's going to really pay off. Kick out at 2.5. And only 15 seconds left. Sarah Miller will put Thea down. But can she try for the pin? And it looks like this one indeed is going to end in a time limit draw, but Pat LaFave's at least get the visual victory as Miller's the one left standing over Thea for the second week in a row. Well, a hell of a trios match. It's a shame we didn't get a definitive victor, but we will at validation when championship gold is on the line across the board. I can't wait. After seeing this, especially even more so now. it's our tertiary main event of the night. We get it next, my friends, here on Shockwave number 155. Still to come, that rematch between Big Texas and Pete Jones. Tables match. And our main event, Ahmed and Morgan, team captains of Validation, one-on-one for the first time ever. As momentum is at an all-time high heading into Validation, and certainly that's the case coming up next. Because the unified, sexy Gus. He's feeling a little bit fruity here tonight. Is our former Rite of Passage champion, and he has reason to be. Not only is he coming off of a couple of big wins, right? He knocked off Remy Martin in that non-title matchup. Won War Games this past Octane. And of course, on the next episode of Octane, he finally gets his shot at Remy Martin's Intercontinental Championship when the two meet in a rematch. But he's at ringside for this one, as it's Max Cutter and Michael Hawk of the Hallowed, looking to capture the Unified World Tag Team Championship for the Hallowed, more importantly, for Octane. I don't understand the problem. Gus Novel's got hips, and they don't lie. So what? Well, depending on how things go over the next week or so, the Hallowed could have a whole lot of gold in their ranks. Of course, we got Cutter and Hawk here, looking to capture the Unified World Tag Team Championship. Gus Novel challenging Remy Martin on Octane for the Intercontinental Championship. In that Validation, Hunter Quinn is in that championship scramble match for the global title. So they could have a good majority of the gold in CMV if they can get the dubs over their next few matches. Easier said than done, though. Going up against the Charm City Kings, representing the Second Estate and Shockwave. Of course, Cam Harris will be on Team Shockwave at Validation, while the Hallowed will also be making up a part of Team Octane in Los Angeles. Part of the deal I struck with Hunter Quinn for giving them that War Games match. But right now it's about the Unified World Tag Team Championship and the Charm City Kings defending. I feel like a broken record of the last couple of months, but man, the Second Estate, they have been unbelievable. Ever since Michael Carter and Brandon Ace joined up with Cam Harris, it's like they've reached a whole new level. This trio they complement each other so well, and they're mutually focused on the same goal, and that's rising to the top here in CMV, taking their rightful place, they say, at the top of the mountain. And Max Cutter and Michael Hawk for the Hallowed, up against the gargantuan Michael Carter and the ever so talented former Intercontinental Champion Brandon Ace. We got Gus Novel and Cam Harris at ringside. It's already been a good night for Team Octane. We saw Lorenzo Alexander and Remy Martin pick up that tag team win against Xander Slayton, Alan Wagner earlier. It's going to be Hawk kicking things off against Carter here. Hawk, a former CMV champion. He's feeling the effects, I'm sure, of War Games this past Octane, as is Cutter. No doubt about it. Especially Hawk, though, because he started the match for the Hallowed. Carter's going to bring an early tag out. And Hawk, the genius that he is, he knows going up against a much larger opponent, go after those legs, go after them knees. Carter kind of just shook it off, though, and that even made Gus Novel cringe as he shakes his hips at ringside. Damn! This Michael Carter, bro, might just be unparalleled when it comes to, like, just sheer massiveness. And I know, Joey Bacon, that's what you're thinking right now, but I think even he might have Joey Bacon beat, bro. this guy is just, because Bacon is, they're probably about the same height. Bacon's obviously going to be heavier. He's going to have the weight, but he's built like a tank. Like an absolute, like a building. This Michael Carter. There's a tag made. Oh, it's Gus Novell. He just pulled something out from under the ring. I'm not too sure what it was. The Unified World Tag Team Champions. They're going to kill a little bit of magic right here. Retain the Unified World Tag Team Championship and a kick out at 2 by Hawk. I'm calling Joey Bacon Husky, all right? That's all. He's a Husky guy. Nothing wrong with that. Michael Carter tries for the pin again. Kick out at 1. As Cam Harris hopes to keep the gold with the second estate. As we head into the end of this incredible season here in CMV, it is official that Final Stand will be our last event of the season. So we got Validation coming up. After that will be Bloodsport, and then we will end on Final Stand, which we know will be live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And the main event will be Shea Hoxton in his last ever match, going one-on-one with the Sin City Savior, Cam Harris. Big cheap shot there from Max Cutter, trying to give Hawk a chance to get back to his feet. Oh, and now look at the bell, too. Michael Carter's got to get the hell out of that corner. And he does. Unified World Tag Team Champions firmly in control so far. Beautiful blockbuster. So we know that our first confirmed matchup in the series of 3 battles between Team Shockwave and Team Octane will be that tables, ladders, and chairs match. Between the trio of the new Anarchy champion, who missed it earlier tonight, Mike Magna Maxwell. Tobias Jones and Diamante taking on Jack Taylor, Lorenzo Alexander, and the Intercontinental Champion, Remy Martin. Also, we will see a 4-on-4 traditional elimination matchup. And the teams have been set for that, guys. It's going to be Xander Slate, Alan Wagner, Joey Bacon, and Andrew Briggs taking on the team of Roderick Devaney, Carlos Corvo, Gus Novell, and Michael Hawk. Hallow will certainly be representing in Los Angeles. The question being, will they be the Unified World Tag Team Champions come that matchup? Sent into the quarter. Tag's been made to Michael Carter. And again, they're going to spin out Hawk. He needs to make a tag. Well, he might not get the even the thought of a chance to do so. Take out at 2. You see Carter itching to get in, but Hawk's just been getting his rear end handed to him, which has been the case to any team going up against the Charm City Kings these last couple of months, man. They've been, look at this. I mean, well-oiled machine doesn't really get it covered, I feel like. Oh, beautiful. Work in tandem, and Hawk finally gets the tag to the former Anarchy champion and Rite of Passage champion, as we see Hawk roll at ringside for a little bit of emotional support from Gus Novell. Swing those hips again. Takes it down to a crossface cutter. Who would have ever thought Max Cutter be a tag team champion potential here in CMV? They got the antithesis of working together, but as a part of the Hallowed, it's almost like Cutter has kind of found a home. Like-minded, sadistic individuals. I mean, Max Cutter did actually debut here in CMV, though, as a tag, in part of a tag team with David Pope. Big kick between the legs and they take him down out of the corner. We're going to go get some pointers from Cam Harris at ringside for a second. Take your eyes off someone like Cutter, though. Get back into the ring, and there you go. Elbows to the midsection by the Violent One. A little jab, punch the gut, too. Stabbing blows from Max Cutter. Pump handle neck, we're going to tag Hawk back in. Someone has taken off that top turnbuckle cover over there, I just realized. And so did the referee, I think. As he's going to fix it. Hawk all the while. Got the arm of Brandon Ace. Tied up, escapes. Goes behind Hawk and drops him on his ass. Before making a real quick house call into the pin to retain the World Tag Team Championship with a kick out at 2. The Hallowed representing Team Octane here. Damn! He's getting sandwiched in the corner. The guy gets right back into it though. Brandon Ace, one of the big up-and-comers a couple years ago here in CMV. Former Intercontinental Champion. And this continues his success since returning this season alongside Michael Carter. And now I think the future is even brighter, joining up with Cam Harris as the second estate. I gotta tell you, only up for the Charm City Kings, I think. And of course, Champion's Advantage is in effect, and Hawk knows that. They can't win by countout or disqualification if they want the titles, the Hallowed. Gotta be by pin or submission in the ring. A veteran like Hawk knows that all too well. Former CMV champion. Michael Hawk also debuted as a part of a tag team, but never won tag team championship gold. From the top. Oh, what a neck breaker. That was a thing of beauty right there from Hawk. And he just gets a 1 count off of it. Tragic. But he is honed in on that neck now. You see him cranking it. Ace with the jawbreaker staggers him. Close that distance. But as he tries to Irish whip into the corner, Hawk's going to reverse. Cam Harris now comes into play. The Sin City Savior from down at ringside, trying to get Brandon Ace any sort of time he can here. Keep Michael Hawk distracted, saying something about a Bible verse. Michael Hawk, he may have put down the alcohol, may have put down the partying. He has replaced it with this sadistic nature that's really been honed as a part of the Hallowed. Tags they made to Michael Carter. This one might be over. I say might be. Very likely. But Gus Novell gonna take a page out of Cam Harris's playbook. And the Hound from ringside does his best to keep Michael Carter preoccupied. But it looks like Hawk doesn't have very much left to give at this point. Oh, maybe not. Just no effect. Absolutely negative effect. I think it just works to piss off Michael Carter. Make things 10 times worse. Gets out of the corner, this Hawk, but going to be carried. Wait a minute. Almost to the side of the head. Every time Hawk makes a reversal, though, Carter just instantaneously shuts him down around the corner. Like it ain't no thing. Yeeted overhead, makes that tag to Brandon Ace. Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Hallowed have been rolling overall. A lot of momentum there. Packing up. I want to keep it that way. En route to Los Angeles, and validation pile driver attempted by Brandon Ace, but a back body drop to reversal Hawk. And now going to send him into the corner. The tag to Max Cutter. Thrown out, knee to the gut. Knee from Cutter, too. Usually it's Brandon Ace handing out the knees. What he's known for. Oh, you're not going to find any refuge out there, young man. Max Cutter gives him no breathing room, right back into the ring. Again, champion's advantage, so they don't even want to risk it. And out of the corner with a forearm to the back of the head. Gus Novell and Cam Harris keeping a watchful eye, but the Hallowed are definitively in control right now, and not for much longer. Tags been made to Michael Hawk. Brandon Ace back into the ring. And immediately, well, what's Gus doing? Gus Novell getting a bit overzealous. Without time to celebrate just yet, my friend. Censorship is locked in, but Michael Carter makes the save. Hang on, he's going to get disqualified. Referee, maybe try to get a hold of your match here, buddy. Now Michael Hawk in danger of being counted out as Ace is given time to get back to his feet. And now he's going to try to tap out Hawk, maybe. Max Cutter going to make sure that doesn't happen. Makes the save. Now he attacks Brandon Ace. Very lenient official here. These blatant illegal attacks he's letting go. Not that I want him to end this matchup. Right when that is pinned for the Unified World Tag Team Championship. The Max Cutter wants to tag, but Hawk got distracted by Michael Carter. Understandable. Every time I see this guy get distracted, I find myself slack-jawed momentarily. Hawk showing no fear going after. Oh my, he should have shown some fear. He should have shown some fear. Because now he just got squashed. And Brandon Ace given all the time in the world to get back up. Now look at this card. They're going to like feed him to Brandon Ace. Like on a silver platter. Oh, referee. Going to distract Gus Novell? Maybe eject him? What's happening over there? Wait a minute, ref, turn around. Michael Hawk going to try to roll him up. And he almost gets him too. Sly is Hawk. In the corner. And try to make that tag to Max Cutter. The Hallowed at work. Brainbuster from Hawk. Here comes Cutter off the top of the frog splash. Not too often to see Hawk go flying like that. Brandon Ace again. Ring awareness, gets himself out onto the apron to avoid getting pinned. But that just puts him right where Cutter, I think, wants him to deal some devastating damage with that DDT on the apron. And the Cutter on the floor. The Hallowed might have this one in the palm of their hands, ladies and gentlemen. Cutter with another springboard frog splash. Brandon Ace got out of the way. Now act quick. Get him into the corner. Make that tag to Michael Carter to turn things around. Yeah, it's not over yet. Well, it might be over, just in a different way. Off the ropes. I think Brandon Ace really connected with that. Because he's so high up. Did Gus Novell just break up that pin? I think Novell may have broken up that pin. Reached in and... Well, thanks. Thanks, Gus. Just prolong the inevitable. God. One, but a Hawk's right there. Gives it a 1 count and no more. I love how Carter stays focused, though. Doesn't let himself get distracted. Irish whip. I'm going to reverse that. Forearm smash. Down goes Carter. The big man. Not indestructible. What a stop from Cutter. What a kick out of 2C. Brandon Ace got worried, but need not be. Like a Mack truck running you down head on. Tag is made to Brandon Ace. It's the Unified World Tag Team Championship on the line here in our tertiary main event. Ooh, Top Gun style there. Of course, the team they have defeated in the past fought over the Unified World Tag Team Championship earlier this season. And now both members of the Hallowed incapacitated. Not a good look for them right now. Cutter down, Hawk down. Brandon Ace can't decide if he wants to tag in Michael Carter or not. Now he does, which is unfortunate for Cutter, who gets back into the ring. And drag him right into the corner. Turn around. God, just ramming him into the corner over and over again. To retain the World Tag Team Championship. Will it be enough? Kick out at 1. Cutter's going to get himself a breather just momentarily. There's just really nothing you could do, though, is the fact. Against someone the size of Michael Carter, there's just nothing that you can do. Trying to make that tag to Brandon Ace. Cutter does not allow that. but he can't make anything of it. Oh, wait a minute, maybe. I spoke too soon. Gets the big boy down. Spreads those legs. Ref! This might as well be a no DQ match at this rate. Clothesline from the deepest depths of hell by Michael Carter right there. Not going to find anything good in the corner as the tag is made to Brandon Ace. Can we see Ace come off Brett's rope to assist in that big ending, and maybe it will be. Not if Cutter can help it. Rolls out onto the apron to avoid getting pinned. But Payback is a bitch, as now it's Cutter getting DDT'd on the apron. As we all well know, the hardest part of the ring. At ringside, gotta be careful of that count. With the champion's advantage in play. Power bomb on the floor to devastating effect. Hawk watching on with a sinister smile on his face. Oh, Cutter, where are you throwing him? Cutter! Oh, this will reset the count. This does reset the count. Okay, no it doesn't. If Max doesn't leave the ring, the World Tag Team Championship on the line. The Howler are going to win the match, but by count out means they do not win the championship. Max Cutter forgetting it was a championship match there. Distracted by Michael Carter. Either way, the Howler are victorious, but they are not going to be leaving with the gold. Well, it is now 1-1 on the night. Lorenzo Alexander and Ray Martin picking up that tag team victory at the top of the show, but the Hallowed, they technically do win the match, but Shockwave going to keep the Unified World Tag Team Championship. And that's what really matters. But I'd say we are due for a rematch. I guess we'll have to wait and see how Validation goes. At least Gus isn't showing off his hip swing skills once again. Well, coming up next, my friends, it is a rematch from a couple of weeks ago, as Pete Jones was scheduled to face Big Texas here tonight in a tables match. But I want to stress before I play this message, I don't know how Big Texas got my number, but somebody must have doxed me. I don't know. I'm honored that he has my number and that he sent this message to me, but I'll play it for you guys right now. This is why Big Texas is not here tonight.
Big Texas can't wait for the one. I know you probably about to take it from me, but I can't make it in. I can't do that table match with Petey Williams because, look, I lost my keys. My grandma's cat got stuck in the sewer. I went down there to go get it, and there was a dumbass clown down there. I had to fight it, and I lost the keys during the scuffle. They must have washed away. It rained, so I can't make it in. I'm sorry.
So I don't know if you guys caught that very clearly or not. You can't hear it? You didn't hear it? I don't know how much louder I can make it. Let me see if I can play it again once the match actually begins here. But Nathan White's kind enough to fill in for Big Texas. In this tables match, it still is. Let me see if I can replay the message for you guys, perhaps.
Hey, bud, I'm sorry I could not make it in. I tried to call Adam, he didn't pick up, so I'm calling you, let you know, let everybody know. Big Texas can't make it in. I know you probably about to ticket to me, but I can't make it in. I can't do that tables match with Petey Williams because I lost my keys. Grandma's cat got stuck in the sewer. I went down there to go get it, and there was a dumbass clown down there. I had to fight it. And I lost the keys there in the scuffle. They must have washed away. It rained. So I can't make it in. I'm sorry.
Well, if you guys couldn't hear it very clearly there, I'll just reiterate for you. Essentially, Big Texas saying that he couldn't make it to the arena tonight because he lost his keys. Evidently, some sort of scuffle he had with a clown of some sort in the sewer while searching for his grandmother's missing cat. And so, yeah, he could not make it to the show here to face Pete Jones, by the way. He called him Petey Williams. Pete Jones. In this tables match, which I know Jones was ready for this pun right here, jonesing to get his hands on Big Texas. But nonetheless, at least Big Texas found a replacement in the form of Nathan Jones, happy to step up here and take Pete Jones on in this tables match. We already had a table broken tonight earlier during the championship match. Joey Bacon made sure of that, but we're going to have another. It's the only way to win this matchup. No pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, no disqualification. Got to put your opponent through a table. As Nathan White's also got the backup of Brian Dynamic in his corner, but Pete Jones, who is desperate to collect his first win here in CMV, and well, the disrespect shown to him by Big Texas a couple weeks ago after their matchup really sent him over the edge, and we saw that last Shockwave, and Pete Jones came out during Big Texas's match against the debuting Ash, interfered, ended up costing Big Texas the match. Ash able to capitalize and get the win. It was actually Big Texas who challenged Pete Jones to this match, so I don't want to hear anyone saying Big Texas is a coward. Why would he challenge Jones to the match in the first place? Let Jones pick the stipulation even. Of course, Jones wanted a Hell in a Cell match, but Big Texas said no and said we're doing a tables match, so it wasn't really much of a choice for Pete Jones. But I digress. I can already see people saying Big Texas tucked tail and ran, but you heard him, he lost his keys. He was trying to do the right thing and save an innocent animal trapped in the sewer. I don't know what a clown was doing down there necessarily, but that's neither here nor there. Well, if the fans want tables, they're about to get one. Pete Jones throw Nathan White's shoulder first into the side of the steel barricade. Not too sure what the point of that was. I didn't like how it was set up. Okay. More proper position. Oh, nope. Still doesn't like it. Try to smash the table off Nathan White's face. Wouldn't be the first time that White has had wood in his face, I'm sure. That's Brian Dynamic up to over there. Another table. Got plenty of them. Joey Bacon didn't break all of them earlier. Shots to the top of the head. Nathan White coming off of a clinic with Mike Magnum Maxwell last Shockwave. And still riding the high of getting the win in that trios match a couple of weeks ago. He has not stopped talking about it. Shoulder breaker. I gotta say, ready for another pun here. I do like this dynamic between he and Dynamic that's been building over the last few weeks, though. Big old kick from Pete Jones, who now sets up the table. And right in front of Brian Dynamic, Pete Jones might look to break this white boy's neck. Gets him off this Nathan White. Not in that way. Get your mind out of the gutter, or out of the sewer, I suppose, down there with the clowns. Quick escape. Now Pete Jones got to be careful. Oh, he just took out Brian Dynamic. I was going to say no disqualifications. Brian Dynamic could interfere if you want to do freely. There's even a ref out here. Pete Jones looking to send a message to Big Texas and use Nathan White to do so. Rip it at the arm. Over Nathan can pick up the kendo stick. Hey, this is a tables match now. I don't remember this being a Singapore cane match, buddy. That's not going to stop Pete Jones, apparently. Will he taste victory? Finally here in CMV, big frog splash gets countered. And a knee upside the head. As Nathan White looks to drag Jones over to the table. Going to show him the table, saying, "You're going through that, I promise." But Jones says, "Think twice, buddy. Not so fast." Irish whip into the core. Oh, the exposed turnbuckle. I forgot that Dynamic took that off, but now Dynamic going to come to the aid of Nathan White, distracting Petey Williams, as Big Texas called him. That allows Nathan to get back to his feet. A spine buster from the white boy. But Nathan White going to go thank Brian Dynamic for the help there before digging out of the ring. Another kendo stick. The first ever Singapore cane tables match. Very innovative we are here in CMV. Jones maybe finally has had enough of this foolish white boy. And a spine buster through the table. Pete Jones gets his first CMV victory tonight. I'm sure he would have been much happier if it was Big Texas going through the table. But beggars can't be choosers. Texas would have been here if he could have. And here it was, spine through the table to the pine. Nathan White and Diamante will be pulling out each other's splinters later on. But a win at last for Pete Jones. Enjoy it while you can, kid, because once Big Texas finds his keys, it's all over for you, son. And you know what time it is, my friends. It is main event time. Here on Shockwave number 155. What a night it's been. heading into validation. Of course, this weekend we still got a huge episode of Octane you do not want to miss. But for now, we end the night with a couple of hogs being let loose. First time ever, Ahmed gonna meet Morgan one-on-one. The two team captains at validation. Of course, my main man Ahmed representing Octane, taking on the Ogre for Shockwave. And I did maybe pull a couple of strings earlier tonight. Went behind Adam Valentine's back. Don't tell him I said so. This has been made a no DQ match, my friends. When you've got two beasts like Ahmed and Morgan set to go one-on-one, you don't want there to be any rules constraining them. Battles throughout the night in a bid to capture momentum heading into validation, where we know it will be the team of the new Anarchy champion Mike Magnum Maxwell, Tobias Jones and Diamanta, taking on Jack Taylor, Lorenzo Alexander, and the Intercontinental Champion Remy Martin in a TLC match. A 4-on-4 traditional elimination match as the team of Xander Slate, Andrew Briggs, Joey Bacon, and Alan Wagner will take on the team of Roderick Devaney, Carlos Corvo, and the Hallows, Gus Novell and Michael Hawk. Well, also, guys, our main event of the brand warfare will be inside a Hell in a Cell. And it will be the team captain for Octane, Ahmed, Josh Wolf, and the man who will not die, Tops Newsom, taking on Shockwave's Cam Harris, Aaron Stone, and this man, the captain for Shockwave, the Ogre, the former CMV champion, Morgan, who is no stranger to that hellish structure. But neither is Ahmed, who earlier this season won Rage in a Cage to become #1 contender for the Anarchy Championship. This is the first time ever these two are meeting one-on-one, and it promises to be a big boy bash if there ever was one, and especially now that there will be no disqualifications. So here we go, Ahmed, Morgan, team captains, mano a mano tonight, as they look to lead their respective teams into battle, into victory. At validation, it's a strong start for Morgan, pummeling the Egyptian dominator straight out the gate, and well, not used to getting tossed around like that, I'm sure, Ahmed, the former Anarchy champion. And all but next, Rite of Passage champion, because of course this weekend on Octane, Ahmed will challenge Ben Stacy for the championship. Morgan, though, with ease, to military press. Taking a hold of Ahmed's arm. Please respond, Ahmed. I'm not liking the way this one's starting. One of the most dominant forces in CMV the past year or so. But running into Morgan will make you realize, oh shit, I'm not as indestructible as I thought. It was another table. I think we've had enough tonight, honestly. Morgan's going to set it up at ringside before getting back into the ring and resuming his beatdown. Morgan! Oh, I was about to chuck Ahmed over the top rope to the table. I was going to say, God, well, this isn't exactly much better, is it? Kneading Ahmed at the side. Breather for Ahmed, who didn't realize what a fight he was in for here in the main event. See, it's like I was saying, when you're Ahmed, when you're used to dominating people, snapping spines, and then you run into someone like Morgan, that realization comes to you like, oh shit. Hang on a second. This is an ogre. Not to discredit any of Ahmed's past opponents, but it's just the fact of the matter, Morgan's on a level of his own. But imagine Ahmed pitting the former two-time CMV champion, one of the longest reigning CMV champions of all time. That's why I made him Octane's captain. It wasn't willy-nilly. Yeah, he's my boy, my main man. We built that bridge, all right? We got over it. We patched things up. It's because I know Ahmed's a killer. And he will lead Team Octane to a decisive victory at Validation. My man's going digging right now. Under the ring, pulls out a steel chair. A little bit of help. Just cracked the ogre over the head. And Morgan is immediately bleeding. Look at the chair got warped. Ahmed swinging it so hard. Down on Morgan there. Gonna try for the pin. Oh my God. I think he might have cracked Morgan's skull wide open, it looks like. But still, Morgan kicks out at one. A punch to the gut. That'll suck the air right up out of you. Have you gasping for air like a fish out of water. Gets up that elbow quick. Does Morgan. Runs him by. So Morgan might be a former global champion, two-time CMV champion. Ahmed's a future world champion, and I have no problem guaranteeing that. I know it for a fact it's going to happen, baby. It's not a matter of if, but when. And soon, I think. A little bit cheeky as he rams the nether region right into Morgan's face. I don't know. Who the hell is that? Wait a minute, Max Cutter? What the hell is Max Cutter doing out here? Why is he trying to attack Ahmed? Hey, what is happening? Okay, why Max Cutter's attacking Ahmed? They're on the same team. I don't know what's going on. Why is Max Cutter out here? Why is he attacking us? Max, what are you doing? I thought I made a deal with the Hallowed. I give you war games. The Hallowed works for me. At Validation, that was the bargain. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter Quinn? I gotta call him up right now. This is bullshit. Well, Morgan's gonna attempt to take advantage. Remember, it's no disqualification. Now Cutter's just throwing around trash cans. I need to get my phone. What is this? Hang on a minute, who's this? It's Joey Bacon! What's Joey Bacon doing out here? And he looks like he's going for Max Cutter. I don't know what is happening. Maybe making this main event match no DQ is a mistake. We're not waiting until Validation, I suppose. We're getting on right now. I guess I gotta thank Joey Bacon for coming out here and stopping Max Cutter. Now look, Bacon just attacked the ref. Bacon's attacking Morgan. You're on the same team. What are they doing? You're on the same team. too much damage. Ahmed. Just stomping on his ankle the whole time. Oh my God, this function is beginning to cover it. But Ahmed says to hell with it. An inverted Boston Crab. I'm trying to get Hunter Quinn on the phone. Oh, Morgan! Just snatch Ahmed right out the air. I mean, Team Shockwave has been dysfunctional pretty much all night long, and for weeks, might I add. But I thought that Hunter Quinn and I had made a gentleman's deal. Now Bacon's out here too. This is just insanity. If this is what we can expect in validation, I don't know what's going to happen in Los Angeles. Cairo clutch! Cairo clutch! But at ringside, this isn't false count anywhere. But who the hell is that now? Somebody help me. I think I'm going to have a panic attack over here. Oh, great. Max Cutter is back. Bloody Justice! What the fuck is he doing out here? Who's he going to attack? Why is he attacking Ahmed? Justice, you're on Octane, brother. You're not even at validation. The roster's just pouring out. It doesn't matter who the hell you are. Gosh, I'm forgetting what was the original match here? Oh yeah, Ahmed and Morgan. That's right. I had forgotten for a second. Bloody Justice saying you shouldn't have left me off the validation card. Understandable, my friend. Oh, come on. Really? We have to cut the ringside to see that? Really? Bloody Justice just took out Ahmed. If Morgan's quick enough, he might be able to capitalize. 1, 2, but a kick out by the Egyptian Destroyer. Where's Adam Valentine? Try Colt! He better be out here to help Ahmed, I swear to God. I swear to God, he is! Yes, that's my man right there. That's my man. Take him out. Troy Colt, the legend, the GOAT. That's the next global champion, baby. And now look. Oh, Bloody Justice, you SOB. You piece of crap. Salvage! What? He's fighting Bloody Joe. What? They're tag team partners. This is the purest example of anarchy maybe ever. In CMV, I don't know what's happening. This is not planned. I assure you. I didn't have some sort of sinister plan to have the Octane boys to pour out and start attacking each other. At least Troy Colt got the memo. There was no memo. There are no files. Oh yeah, again. Ahmed and Morgan are fighting. And Bacon hasn't forgotten about Ascendance. Ahmed gonna try to take advantage. But Bloody Justice, can he make the same? No, kick out. Just yeeted. Bloody Justice out of the ring. This is why Troy Cole got that multi-million-dollar Octane contract, buddy. My head hurts. I'm gonna pass out. My dummy. I have none left. I have no dummy left. Evan Jones, why is he out here? Oh, he's salty. He's salty because he's not going to validation. Because he lost to Aaron Stone. So now he's got to come out here and ruin my night. Now Ahmed Jones got to come and ruin my night. Because he couldn't get the job done. Lord have mercy on my soul. Ahmed is just trying to stay focused on the task at hand. That, of course, is Morgan. Never in my days have I seen such mayhem. I promise you. We've got the entire Octane and Shockwave locker rooms out here beating the hell out of each other. Destroyed Cole with a Falcon arrow to Ahmed Jones. Ahmed meanwhile just pulling out a casual finish splash attempt off the apron. I need medical help. I need the paramedics, brother. Somebody go get the ambulance Top Gruesome was in for me. Make him humble! Pyro clutch! Pyro clutch! Everybody playing defense! And Morgan taps! Ahmed just tapped out Morgan! Take rocks! That's my team captain! That's my main man! I don't know what on God's green earth we just witnessed here, my friend. Only want to use my friend. But holy shit. If that's just a taste of what we're getting at validation, I don't think I'm ready. I might need to get a breathing machine. My brother in Christ. And Ahmed just tapped out a former CMV champion. Is Bacon defecting? What happened? I don't know, my friend. All I can say is I will see you for Octane. Maybe we'll get some answers. Maybe not. Maybe we're all hallucinating.